Good afternoon. Today I want to have a conversation about something I asked AI actually. And me and AI was on the topic of performance and stuff like that. And I wanted to talk about the loneliness that you feel when you perform for everybody around you. It's hard to put a subject like this into words, you know, without it seeming like cliche or something like that. But it's real, it's real as fuck for some people. And I feel like not many people talk about it or they should be. Me personally, I feel like I've been performing my whole life, I feel like I've never got a chance to, and this is this is completely all my fault, I would agree, but like I never got a chance to become something for myself because I was too busy worrying about what other people wanted from me, And I could blame everybody around me. I could just go ahead and blame the whole family tree, but at the end of the day, I have to blame myself at some point. Hold on, let me get another tangerine. And some people ask what performance is, all right? And I'm gonna sit here and say, like, this right here, me cutting this apple, acting like I do this every fucking day, This is performance, because I don't do this every day. I'm just doing this for the video. Because I don't feel like fucking cutting up the apple as much as I should be. But, no. Back on topic. It's just, it's the reality of having to blend in, of like feeling the need of feeling to blend in. And that's what brings performance, I feel like. I feel like that's what sharpens the knives of performance in people, especially in me, like 100% in me. Why do I work like that? I couldn't tell you. I really don't know. But all I know is that it's hard to be open, It's hard. It's hard to be yourself when you feel like you don't even know yourself, if you understand what I mean. And it got to a point where it's like people ask me about my life. People ask me about how I'm doing. And I can't even answer, because I feel like I'm living to live. I'm not really living for a purpose. I'm just living to be alive, which is like a good and bad feeling, Because at the end of the day, life is beautiful. Yeah, but it's not that beautiful if you don't really know what type of beauty you're looking at, you know? And if you're wondering, yeah, this whole video is just going to be me yapping. 100,000%. 100,000,000,000%. I'm just going to yap this whole time. Fuck. But yeah, I feel like it's a subject that not a lot of people talk about, you know? Performance, performance, performance. Because that's what, performance is what makes people like you. Like it or not, I'm sorry. Everybody likes to say that, oh, you gotta be yourself to like, you gotta be yourself for people to like you, blah, 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 blah. Yes, that's true. But eventually, it catches up with you. And you're gonna have to perform. Even when you don't feel like it. That's what a lot of people, like the streamers and stuff right now, are going through. Like even Kai Cenat, feel me? A lot of people are upset with him and mad that he's reading and shit. And like in my head, bro, he's done. I feel like he's achieved everything he needed to achieve. I feel like in his mind he's thinking, damn. It's like, what am I doing this for? You know, like at that point, when you reach the level that he's at, especially at like Kai Cenat, come on. When you reach the level he's at, how much higher can you possibly want to get? You know? And if you want to get higher, why? You feel me? Yeah, he could be doing it for his fans, but right now his fans are not treating him well. You know, it's not like they're acting like they want him back. They just keep clowning him. So it's like, in his mind, it's like, why would I even do this? I bet he just wants to live life at this point. And that's what he should do, honestly. I doubt that they would let him. I doubt that whatever companies or labels that he signed with, or whatchamacallit, whoever's giving him money, I doubt that they would let him just fall off the face of the earth because he's such a big name, you know? And they need people like him. They need people like him to continue enforcing the youth, you know? To continue telling the youth why their product is so much better than everyone else. Or why Kai Cenat is a better person because he uses this, that, and the third. And that you should want to be more like him. All these things are huge business concepts that people just forget about. At the end of the day, your favorite streamer right now, at least if they're over 2 million, 3 million, they're not a streamer anymore. They're a business. It's really that simple. They're not. My fault. Yeah, they're a business. And that's the point that I'm talking about. That's the point where it's not you anymore. It's not the energy that you had since the beginning. At this point, it's performance. At this point, it's your job. You know, like now you have to do it. Now, before you wanted to do it, now you have to do it because you don't need it. Those other companies don't need it. Definitely don't need it, but they're gonna get it from you. you know, because they signed you to some whatever 360 deal, blah 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 blah. You feel me? It's that. And a lot of people need to wake up and realize. A lot of people need to wake up and realize that the world is more than your surroundings. You know, the world is more than whatever's in your environment. You know, I feel like a lot of people nowadays, like they want to say they realize that, but in reality they don't, because they go online and they judge and defend and attack and do all this, when in the first place they shouldn't be online. But hey, that's a whole nother topic on how social media is just a bunch of apps that are gonna tell you who you should be, and you're just gonna sit there and follow that program, and everybody around you is gonna do the same thing because nobody is a free thinker anymore. That's out the window. That is out the window. Nobody on this earth is a free. I don't think so. Because what I like about social media is it's the best way to share your message. And for the few amount of people that are free thinkers, they will go up there and share their message. But for the people that don't have a message to share, that just judge and comment on other people's messages, what do you do? What do you do? You know, like, you're literally an internet troll. That's what you are. That's what you are. Like, I don't know. It's a big thing. Sour. Yo. But I think that the youth nowadays is in the absolute shitter. And let me tell you why. Because the youth has turned performance into comedy. The youth has turned performance into comedy. I mean that as in the person that's the biggest, the loudest, you know, the funniest, the trying the hardest, they're gonna become like the comedian in the group, if you understand what I mean. And I understand that's been a thing, but before there were a few out of the group that would have their own mindset and think like, I feel like this guy's like he's trying a little bit too hard, you know. But that's not a thing anymore. That is not a thing anymore at all. Honestly, it's weird for me to be just talking to the camera, but I gotta put that out of my mind because I don't know. I feel like speaking today. It's hard. It's hard living life, right? And not knowing who you are, you know? I feel like now, as I grew older, I've tried to form myself in ways where it's like, okay, I have this part of me that of course wants to, be with my friends and hang out, do all the fun, cool stuff, yeah, you know? And I want to do that with both parts of me. but it's just in like in different ways. And I feel like I need to break that down more, so I will. It's one friend, well, my friends expect a different friend out of me. You understand what I mean? At least they don't expect who I want to be, because that's not who I was when I met them, you know? And can I blame them for that? No. No. That, like I said, like I can only blame myself for something like that, because that's me providing a false image. That's me showing like, oh yeah, I'm this hype guy, I'm this da 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 da, you know? Right? And then the more I grew in that light, the more I hated it. You know, the more it was like, the more it was really, really tiring to me. And that is the loneliness of performance. Because you'll feel alone. You'll feel like you're the only one having to become somebody else in order to fit in with everyone else. And everyone else is just themselves. Now, everybody in their own way individually is going to perform. It just depends on whether you want to make that performance your personality or not. Most people make that performance their personality. But the person that performs the biggest is always the smallest inside, if you understand what I mean. So, they're never going to have that link. They're never going to have that balance. But everybody else has that balance easily. Yeah. There's definitely a spectrum. And it's definitely something that needs to be worked on. But that's my message. Stop performing. Stop performing, because you won't feel the same. You won't. Eventually, it'll catch up to you. Eventually, you'll say to yourself, I don't want to be with these people. Feel me? Eventually, you'll say to yourself, I'm better than these people. Why would I be here? And then when you say that to yourself, and obviously now you're not on the same frequency with the group, that's when the eyes point towards you. So, in the end, stop performing, find a friend group, be yourself.